Now, most people realize that the universe is energy, just energy. Everything is energy. And I'm calling that the ether, a pure fluid consciousness energy. And the universe is made up of harmonics, cymatics, frequencies. But these frequencies are not really frequencies. They are densities. Densities of the ether. So the universe is really harmonics of the ether. But we have also got disharmonics. Remember, the universe is analogue, pure fluid. That means infinite different frequencies. Some of them are harmonic, some of them are not. And the harmonics are governed by mathematics. This is where quantum physics has got confused, because when you look at harmonics, there are a limited number. Like in music, you jump up the notes. A, B, C, D, E. So they are limited jumps. But, of course, music, sound is infinite. It's analogue. You can have you passing through the harmonics, but you have disharmonic, 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 harmonic. So the universe is both chaos, disharmonic, and order, harmonic. So how does this come about? Well, it comes about because you have two different movements within the ether. This energy clearly has different manifestations. We cannot deny that. The universe is all different things going on. So there are different manifestations to this energy. And those different manifestations are different densities. A level of condensation. This is the only way we can explain it. Because, put it this way, I am trying to say, so this is my theory, but I'm arguing it is the best theory, and really it's the only theory that will answer all the problems. It explains everything. The universe must be spiritual energy, space. Space is nothing. There's nothing in space. It has no physical properties. Space is not physical. But we all experience space. It is real. It is real, but it is not physical. It is the background in which we see physical objects, experience them. So these physical objects are real, but the space in between them is not. It's very hard to get your head around this. So we've already got this dichotomy of the universe. This is dualism. But really dualism is doomed to failure because you have to explain two things. You have to explain what is space, and then you have to explain what is matter. What are these objects in space? And they're two fundamentally different things, and you have to find an explanation for both of them. Now, the theory of ether is simpler. It's monism, because we only have to explain one thing. There's only one energy in the universe, and it is both space and it is both physics. Material substance, these objects. But they're both the same thing. They're both comprised of the ether. And the only way we can say it is that the ether must have different densities. It must be a fluid, and this fluid can condense. And as it condenses, it becomes material substance. But it also expands. As it expands, it becomes space. So the ultimate expansion of the ether is just space, and the ultimate contraction of the ether is matter, an atom. And we can boil down matter to an atom. That's it. We don't need any more than that. But an atom is just what? An atom is still comprised of the ether, but it is a harmonic in the ether. A harmonic in a particular density of the ether. And we could say we've got a soul. A soul is a spiritual body. I am a consciousness. That is abstract, not physical, but I am in space. I, the soul, am spiritual, pure consciousness, but I am in space. I experience space. In fact, I am space. So the soul is spread out throughout space. However, I am experiencing myself localized right here. I'm localized by this body, by these objects around me. So I, the soul, am still another harmonic. I am a harmonic within the ether, but a harmonic on a higher level, or rather a lower density. I am a harmonic within space. The soul is a harmonic within space. The atom is a harmonic within space, but is a harmonic in condensed space. And a harmonic means a particular balance. You see, we've got two movements in the ether, a condensing spiral and an expanding spiral. One clockwise, one counterclockwise. They have to be. That's the only way to describe all movement and maintain balance. These two spirals are opposite and they balance everything. So between them, there is total balance. And the ultimate universe must be total balance. But these are spirals of condensing ether, space. These are spirals of space. Not physical. But as the space condenses, it gradually condenses into matter, atoms. And in this process, it's a pure fluid process of condensation and expansion. But within that, you have harmonics. Remember the notes A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But you still have fluid. Ooh. So the atom is a particular harmonic within this fluid analog universe, and the soul, the Atma, is a particular harmonic in this pure fluid universe, both at different densities of that fluid. And a harmonic, I'm going to define it for you now. A harmonic occurs when the two spirals are in perfect balance. So you can have a disharmonic. That's when one of the spirals is slightly different to the other. The two spirals are out of balance. But a harmonic is when the two spirals are in balance. Then what you get essentially is a bubble, a sphere. And the whole universe is a sphere comprised of the totality of these two spirals in perfect balance. And anywhere in the universe, when you get these two spirals in perfect balance, you get the same thing, a sphere, a bubble. So the soul is a sphere, a bubble. The atom is a sphere, a bubble. Both at different densities of the same fluid ether. Now you've got several things going on in the universe. You have these bubbles, which are harmonics or cymatics. Cymatics is a three-dimensional harmonic in space. So we all know cymatics now. You can there's ways of proving cymatics in experiments. But what I'm talking about is a cymatic in the ether, a three-dimensional frequency bubble in this spiritual energy. So in terms of a soul, we cannot see it, we cannot register that cymatic. But in an atom, again, an atom is too small to really see it. But it must be so. And we have this is where we can build up the universe. We have all different types of atom, and we have all different types of soul, and we have bubbles in between. So they have many different harmonics in the universe, And we can see that different atoms, we have bigger atoms, smaller atoms. An atom can increase in energy and reduce in energy. Some atoms can absorb electricity and release electricity. Some light, they can absorb light, release light. These are all different harmonics, slightly different bubbles. It's all based on mathematics. This is where quantum comes in. Quantum is just looking at these minute harmonics. Slightly different cymatic patterns, but they are in the ether. Remember, mass, we haven't defined mass. I'm going to define mass for you. Mass is defined as a condensation of the ether. When the ether reaches a certain level of condensation, we can call it mass. And when you have a bubble of this, an atom, the atom has got mass. But different atoms are bigger and smaller because they're different frequencies, different harmonics, different sized bubbles. And different sized bubbles can also include different layers of density. Remember, we still got all different densities of the ether interacting. So you can have a fundamental atom, hydrogen atom, perfect balance. But you can have a deuterium atom, which they say has got a proton and a neutron inside. But we don't really need protons and neutrons because I can explain it much simpler now. It's just a different frequency harmonic of a bubble. So the basic hydrogen atom is a harmonic in the ether, the fundamental atom, but say deuterium, it's got a little bit more mass. So it's a slightly different harmonic of the same basic bubble. And then you move up to another one, helium, slightly bigger. So helium is just another bubble, slightly different. But when you get bigger, say you get magnetic atoms, iron, iron, magnetite, is magnetic. So these are bigger, heavier atoms, which they say have got more subatomic particles in there. I don't think we need to say that. We just say it's a bigger bubble, a different harmonic of this condensed ether, and it has more layers to it. It's got a bigger mass because it's a larger bubble, and it has movement around the mass. It also has electrical properties. It captures more ether. So the mass of the atom is capturing ether spinning around it. And in fact, it's capturing electricity that spins around it. Again, that's what they talk about, the electron. But the electron, again, we don't need it. There's no such thing as an electron particle, but there is fluid electricity. So fluid electricity is spinning around this larger atom. It's captured in a bubble, but this bubble now has got more layers to it. It's a more complex bubble, a more complex harmonic of different densities. So when it captures a particular amount of electricity spinning around it, when you have moving electricity, it creates magnetism. So now this will have a magnetic field. So now you have magnetite, for example. Magnetic atoms, and when you line them all up together, the whole lump of magnetite becomes a big magnet because all the atoms line up, and it's like all the electricity spins in the same frequency. They all affect each other to lock up into a bigger harmonic, a coherence. So all the atoms cohere, they become a larger harmonic, and now we have a big lump of magnetite, a magnet which acts as one single magnet. That's another harmonic on a larger scale. So a solid state magnet is in itself a harmonic, but a harmonic comprised of small atoms that they themselves are harmonics, cymatics. But cymatics of what? Cymatics of the ether. And some atoms can have light. They will emit light. They will capture light. Light is just another density of the ether. Okay, there are 5 main densities of the ether. You have the first density, which is space. That is thought energy, spiritual energy. The second layer we can call etheric energy. Now that is a bit denser than thought. It is feeling. Again, it's still spiritual. There's still an aspect of consciousness and experience of feeling. Then the third density we can call light. Light is more condensed feeling, more condensed etheric energy. And light now is a fluid. It's still a fluid. It spreads everywhere. Light just spreads out. It travels through space. Light will travel through space. But remember, light has got a speed because it is slightly more dense. Light is condensed space, condensed fluid space within this spiritual empty space. So it has a speed. There's an interaction between light and space. That in itself is proof of the ether, by the way. It's very simple. That proves it. The very fact there is a speed of light proves there is an interaction between space and light. That proves the ether. Anyway, light then condenses further. Light condenses into plasma. Plasma is more like condensed liquid light. But in the process of this, really, it's becoming electricity. So we could also say after light, it becomes electricity, and electricity becomes plasma. Now from plasma, all of this is fluid, just condensation of fluid. And in plasma, the most condensed form of this fluid is getting heavier now. It's becoming more like mass, but not quite. Within plasma, you have these little harmonics created, little bubbles. These are atoms. So atoms are little harmonics in plasma. But now they're held in a bubble. They have mass. That plasma is captured. That electricity is captured. So you can have a simple one and a larger one, more complex one. So it can have electricity moving around it. It can have light captured by it, moving around it. But inside is plasma, surrounded by electricity and maybe surrounded by light. And it can absorb and expand. So it can also move to a degree. And once you have collections of atoms in a substance, like a crystal is a collection of atoms, but light will go into it. Pure fluid light goes into this network of atoms, and it flows around between the atoms. It's captured in the structure. The atoms are harmonics, but this fluid passes through these harmonic bubbles. And now this big crystal is in itself a larger harmonic, and it captures all the light, and it's resonating in this structure itself. It becomes a larger harmonic. So the light is filling up the crystal, it's emitting from the crystal evenly, it's going around, if this was a perfect crystal. So it all follows the same pattern. Deeper than that, we can look at it another way. We have harmony and we have disharmony. We have order and we have chaos. And the universe is a delicate balance of order and chaos. We have both. We have consciousness, which is spirit, which is mathematics, which is order, and we have entropy. We have chaos, we have disorder. That is the collapse of order. We have these two things going on, and we have an interplay of these two things. One of them is the expanding spiral, one of them is the contracting spiral. And these two things interplay. The whole universe is this. And life, a living body, is more complex. This is order. I am organizing all the different atoms into biological material, and all that biological material is being organized, How is that happening? That is happening through a soul. So that is a larger bubble of this ether, consciousness energy, thought energy. The larger bubble is organizing the atoms, the smaller bubbles. There's an interaction between a big bubble and lots of little bubbles, the atoms. So now me as a soul and a body combined, I'm a very complex harmonic. I am a harmonic of etheric energy. I'm a harmonic of atoms. And I'm a harmonic of biological material. Biological material is the DNA. That in itself is a spiral, a harmonic spiral. And it's the fundamental harmonic, the harmonic of the golden ratio. See, there's many different mathematics creating harmonics, but the principal one is to do with the golden ratio. That's a very specific mathematics called incommensurability. I also call this tantric mathematics, but that will govern the DNA, the fundamental harmonic of life. Again, a combination of all different bubbles, of all different densities of the ether, working together to create order, organizing things. And when you have death, you lose that order, the bubbles separate. The soul and the body separate. Two different bubbles. So I hope this made sense. It's another way of looking at it. Please do leave me any questions or comments, and also check out in the description, I do have a book now, a book about the ether. It's called Pure Fluid, Ether and the Shamanic Universe, Book 1. So this will become a series of books in time. So all details about the book are in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in any of these other videos here.